We're not talking about Zendikar. I know. 2 videos in a row without talking about Zendikar. This time, a tier list for you.
Of all the tribes in Commander, or at least most of the tribes in Commander.
A lot of the tribes in Commander.
A portion of the tribes in Commander.
At least one tribe from Commander. I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Do you like tier lists? Do you like rankings? Do you like systematic judgment of things and a little bit of nitpicking? Well, you better subscribe to the channel, because that's literally all we do.
And besides, you want to be subscribed to this channel because Disclaimer Guy's not here.
Yeah, Disclaimer Guy's on vacation, and we can just get right into the video.
No, he's not answering my phone calls.
Yeah, that Joe wanted to add that.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant, but he's not answering.
It's incredibly relevant. He won't answer. He sent us postcards. He won't answer the phone.
The phone. Okay, we got 25 tribes for you. How are we grading these tribes?
So there's a few things. How good the tribe can be, like
Okay.
how powerful a deck can be with a tribe. Support for the tribe. It needs to have some. If it doesn't, if we like, let's just say we were grading Starfish. That's going to be poop tier. It can't not be poop tier. There's just no conversation to be had because there's no support. So support comes into play at least some. And do you have anything else to add to that?
We're also talking about fun. How much fun I have and Joe has playing with and against it.
Yeah. So there are obviously going to be some tribes that are like, well, that's just not that fun to sit across from. So, well, it's not that fun to even play because maybe it just does the same thing every time.
And to fill in a little bit for Disclaimer Guy, opinions are subjective. Now, moving on to the first one. Angels. We got angels. What do we think?
Angels, yeah. We're just going to go in alphabetical order here.
Yeah.
That's what we have them. We're just going to go straight down the ones we have, alphabetical order. Angels. So, angels are not super supported. There's not a lot of reasons to want to play angels, so that's already pushing it down. B is the highest I would give it from that point, but I don't even like B because
I'm thinking C.
Angels cost so much.
There's one angel that's a 1-mana 1/1, and that's adorable. It's like a tiny little angel. The thing. Mm-hmm. It's like 1/1 vigilance flyer. Then there's like, there's obviously a couple, but they start at like 5 mana, and they're all limited haymakers. None of them are even haymakers in Commander.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what my problem is with them. I'd say they're probably...
I just talked myself out of it. I want to give them a D now.
I was just going to say D. I think they're D tier because they don't have the support and they cost too much mana. There's nothing really there for just angels. Now, I understand like some people might be thinking, well, what about a Kaliga deck? But it's like, yeah, but that's a triple tribe and we're just grading this tribe individually.
Lyra Dawnbringer says angels, but Lyra Dawnbringer doesn't really do anything.
She's literally like one of the 5-6 cards.
She's Commander playable. Mm-hmm. There's like 8 more. Amiria's Call. First of all, quick shout out to people who don't think that's an angel tribal card. Slam dunk angel tribal card. Just because it doesn't give your angels indestructible doesn't mean it's not a land that makes 2 angels.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Again, D tier. There's not much more to talk about when it comes to it. Next, bears. So bears have been a tribe for a long time in Magic, and people were not happy when we got Gore Claws, our first legendary bear. They wanted a 2/2 for 2, and we got that in Arella.
A Eula?
A Eula.
Not even close.
Whatever. So bears are fine, but again, support not there. There's just your reward for playing bears is just that commander.
Okay.
I think that's literally it.
We can probably do better. I think this is another D. Is it above or below angels?
I think it's poop tier.
Poop tier for bears, but the one guy from Loading Ready Run said it was Bear Force 1.
It doesn't matter.
Bears aren't fun?
Bears are slightly fun. I think they still fall into poop tier.
They're not fun enough to get out of poop tier.
I don't think they're fun enough to get out of poop tier. No,
Sorry, bears.
Really yeah, just because you can putting them in cars is fun, but that's not inherently bears.
Oh yeah, birds or burbs. There's so many birds. There's a lot of birds.
Yeah, there's not a ton of tribal for birds, like things that make you want to play birds, but they're just everywhere. It's kind of on a par with another one that's coming up, humans, where it's like they've just put this on a million things because like if it has wings, it can just be a bird. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Elemental bird. Dinosaurs can be like birds sometimes or whatever. Stormcrow is a bird. There's tons of support. I like random cards like Derevi is a bird. Mm-hmm. I used to have a bird deck and I loved it. I loved playing with these just nonsense birds, and they kind of steal the flying benefits, like your flyers can +1/+1, and whenever you attack with a creature with flying, you get this. Well, you can just make all your creatures birds.
Yeah, I wonder how many birds in Magic, research for the comments, don't have flying. There's probably like 1 or 2.
Yeah, is rock egg a bird egg? That doesn't have flying.
There you go.
Maybe.
I'm just curious.
I don't know. B?
I was thinking C.
Well, then B.
Right.
I gave you poop tier for bears.
Fine, yeah. All right, we'll take B for birds. I think it belongs more in C because the tribal reason to play them isn't there.
It's fun, and there's a ton of them.
That's fair, and I think I can accept that for B.
Cats. I love cats. Cats are so cute. There's so much cat support.
A very loved tribe and just absolutely beloved. A lot of things are cats in Magic. Every lion is a cat.
Every lion is a cat, but every wolf is not a dog.
Yeah, because Magic doesn't follow its own logic.
Big brain. I just blew your mind, I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like a wolf, which is a slightly different dog, is not a dog.
I mean, wolves and lions... Well, lions are to cats as wolves are to dogs, as far as I'm concerned, right? But they're all only 3 different... Anyway, cats, there's a bunch of them. I still don't even think they're that good in Commander.
I don't think they're very powerful, but I think they fall right into birds.
They do get the Eminence Commander, Arabo.
Yeah, I would just give them a B. I think that...
Definitely above birds.
Yeah, they're above birds. They're in the B category. There's a lot of good cats, but on the same note, when you start to try and stretch them into a Commander deck, you start realizing there's not as many as you thought.
You are short playables.
You are short playables, and you start stretching a little bit.
Play Sacred Cat in your deck.
Yikes.
And you feel good about it. All right, Dinosaurs. These are big, giant, dumb, smashy monsters that have not been around for that long.
Yes, there's some old errata things, but I think dinosaurs are so fun.
They're so sweet. Every 6-year-old kid loves dinosaurs.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, it's tough not to love dinosaurs. It's just like every kid has a favorite dinosaur. I remember I've been asked that question by little kids when I worked at the preschool. What's your favorite dinosaur? I don't know. I never thought about it.
Well, they did.
They did.
They extensively. I don't think I have one either.
Yeah, no one has a favorite. Well, the thing is, you did. You just forgot what your favorite dinosaur was.
It's probably T-Rex like everybody else.
Back when I was a kid, I loved to pick things that started with J, so it was probably like a Jurassiraptor.
Joe Rossaraptor?
A Jurassiraptor.
Yeah, my name starts with J.
Yeah, that's why my favorite planet was Jupiter.
Favorite planet?
I knew my favorite.
Saturn. I'm a Saturn guy.
I remember my favorite planet. Favorite planet in the solar system, Jupiter.
No, I actually was Saturn. I remember I did a report on the solar system, and I'm like, I care way more about Saturn. I got so many Saturn facts, but I got to condense it. Anyway, speaking of Saturn, dinosaurs.
A or B. I was right on the verge.
So many people love them. I think we'll give them an A. That'll really lessen the angry comments.
Yeah, okay. So this next one I think is easy.
Durgan's S?
Easy S.
Easy S. There's enough cheap ones, I think, because I had a dragon deck. There's enough, they're not great, but there's enough cheap ones. There's enough payoffs. They're big. They're smashy. They're the oldest, tied for the oldest tribe.
Yeah, they've been around since Alpha, I believe, right?
So bears. Bears, birds, and dragons, I think, all have.
Yeah, but dragon is absolutely... The reason we just give it S is everyone loves dragons. They're fun. They're never going to be oppressive. There's a million different ways to build dragons. You can go mono red dragons. You can go 5-color dragons. We literally have a 5-color dragon commander.
It's good, too. It's a good card.
Ooh. Turns out, yeah, making 40% of your spells cost 1 less. That's pretty good.
That's not bad for no mana. So next is Eldrazi, spooky spaghetti monsters from the Blind Eternities. There's really only 3 of them, and every other Eldrazi is just an extension of one of those 3 Titans' wills, Ulamog, Kozilek, and Emrakul. I know where I want this. I think I would want it like an A.
I was thinking more CB because the reason I fall into CB with these is because where the commanders for Eldrazi are all super unfun to play against.
No. We're not talking Eldrazi is a multicolored deck.
What?
You're playing your Eldrazi tribal deck is colorless? No way. You have 5 creatures in it. You got to play Morophon or something.
Okay, well that's fine, but I don't know, the main big bad Eldrazi's are annoying.
Well, yeah, your top end curve is going to destroy people.
Yeah, no one likes
I love that.
Those are unfun to play against.
I like to destroy people. Maybe because the core of the entire coolness, we'll just throw it at B.
All right.
Below burbs.
Below burbs, yeah. But I get it. They are very cool. Their coolness is nice. I'll give you that.
Flavor, aside from dying to a burn spell, 10 out of 10. Elementals. Did you know that everything wizards can't think of a type for is an elemental?
Elemental is one of the staple non-creature types where it's just it doesn't need to have a meaning. It means it's made out of an element. What's an element? Well, now you're getting in some foggy territory where I can't tell you what an element truly is.
Well, we have a torrent elemental is a storm that's alive. That's not an element. That's just a thing. Right? I don't know. Storms aren't elements.
I got nothing.
Brush Fire Elemental from Battle for Zendikar is Grass on Fire. That's not an element.
Yeah, it's fire is the element, but it doesn't matter. Like the thing is, an elemental is just such a loaded term. I understand and I can grasp what it means. It doesn't give it a definition that you can't just staple on like anything.
All 10 of the dual lands are elementals. Celestial Colony just rocks.
Yeah.
Is wind the element? I don't know. Anyway, elementals or whatever. It's like the most tacked on thing since humans.
I got this.
I'm in C, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're supported. I think they're fine. I think they're fun, supported, and okay. But then, I don't know. There's like
a laziness to it.
There's nothing exciting about these.
What do elementals do? Nothing. They do everything because there's too many of them.
Maybe fun is not the right thing because I don't think this deck is fun. Like I've seen an elemental deck or two.
Maybe fun to play against, but you have no theme. You're like, hope I draw Risen Reef.
Yeah, hope I draw Risen Reef because that card's insane.
Yeah, all the elementals don't work together. The elementals from Lorwyn and the elementals from Theros and the elementals from Mercadian Masks don't work together at all.
One of the coolest things I do like though, if you kick if you have a Risen Reef and you kick
right
a replication on it, you look at the top 30 cards. So you look at the top 30 cards and put all the lands in play and the rest in your hand.
I mean, that seems good.
That's really cool.
Rite of Replication being the cool card in that. Rite of Replication does dumb things.
Yeah.
Elves. Classic. I mean, I'm so close. Maybe it's an A.
Yes.
Because it's actually, they're so good of a tribe that they're going to run you over.
Yeah, so Elves is an absolutely insanely good tribe. One of the most supported tribes of all time in Magic. Absolutely super fun to play sometimes. But on the same note, this is where it's not fun. Most elves do a lot of the same thing. They make mana. The most elf ball decks go infinite. Your commander is just something that pays off infinite. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not bad. It's just, that's not super fun. And we did mention we are taking fun into consideration.
It's got to be one of the most repetitive ones on here.
To be fair, I think this is high A. I think this is like A+.
Yeah, S-.
Sitting right at the bottom of S. Yeah, it's on the verge. I don't know. I could easily, if BZ had said, I think this is an S and fought for it, I would have given up.
I mean, I've played with it, though, and you do have, 1 in 20 games where somebody board wipes and you can't come back from it, and you're just like, oh, man, game's over. Yeah, that sucks.
And the other ones, you go critical mass and win.
I've won on turn 5, and I've lost on turn 5 with, not even losing, just the miserable, I'm stuck here. Play a Mana Dork on turn 6, pass. But Fairies is next. Everybody loves Fairies. Personally, I could care less about them. I don't find them interesting at all. What do you think?
This is the tribe where support comes in big time. There is not very much support for Fairies.
Bunch of Lorwyn stuff, couple tribals, nothing. There's like Fairies and Throne of Eldraine. None of them were even that good.
There's 4 or 5 maybe. It's just again, there's just not a reason to want to play Fairies is the main issue. Coolness is the reason you want to play Fairies, but I don't even think the Fairies are that cool. I'll be honest.
I don't get it. I just missed the Lorwyn Fairy hype, so that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I'm not big on them. I got this in D.
Yeah, below Angels.
Yeah, above Bears, below Angels. That sounds right to me.
Show me a fairy commander that cares about the number of fairies you have, or triggers something on fairies, and maybe we'll talk.
All right,
Goblins.
Easy S tier.
I mean, this is like it's like Elves, but more crazy and fun.
Okay, it's so hard to argue with putting S tier for Goblins. It is a wacky tribe. It is a cool tribe. It goes super wide. It can make 10 million goblins. That's what your goal is when you play Krenko.
Easily the funniest tribe.
Easily the funniest tribe. I have it above dragons. I'll be honest.
Let's toss it above it.
Yeah, so I have goblins as probably one of the best tribes in all of Magic. It's hard to argue.
Competitive. Yeah, it can go up to competitive. It can go down to jank. Literally anything in between. Yeah,
and there's so many. And if you could literally just make a deck about flavor text, because Goblin have such good flavor text.
Yeah, you can make the flavor text deck. Humans, like we said with elementals, it's stapled onto everything, because how am I supposed to buy booster packs if I can't relate to every character?
Yeah, so human, like he said, stapled onto way too many characters, but they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong.
I'm thinking C.
With humans. I have them above that. I've had them more in a B area.
But humans don't do anything. They're just like elementals. What do humans care about? Existing? There's no human payoffs. All the ones that do are standard cards.
I don't know. I guess my thing is I guess they don't have that much support, but they're just so strong. There's so many strong humans.
They probably have less support than elementals.
That might be true.
I'm just chucking them into C. You play humans in Modern. You're biased.
That might be true. Maybe it is.
Hydras. I don't know when the first Hydra was. That'd be interesting. Was it Rock Hydra? I think that was Alpha, right?
I have no
So maybe
clue.
it was alpha, but Hydra's been around for super long, and they just keep making one every single set. Literally, there's a mythic rare green Hydra or red-green Hydra in every single set in the past 12 years.
That is hyperbolic, but very close to true.
I will, maybe if I have time, I'll check and throw you out a number, see how many of that is true, but there's just a poop ton of Hydras.
This is an easy, like...
A?
No, I haven't... I see that. I was thinking C, because...
I guess, what do Hydras do?
Hydras are awesome. Coolness factor, S. But as soon as you get away from the coolness factor, there's really not much for the tribe.
What do Hydras do? Cost X?
They cost X. They're X
They don't
spells.
pay off anything, though.
They're so... I think Hydras are so close. I think Hydras are cool, and I think there is cool Hydra decks. They're not quite powerful, and sometimes they might be fun, but it feels like you're trying to force all your mana into one spell every turn. You're going to fall so behind when you get countered one turn.
Yeah, there's that Zaxara Hydra. That card's really good.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know if that says Hydra specifically. It's just like cast an X spell.
It is a Hydra commander. I will say, I do think Zaxara is very much...
Or an X spell commander.
Well, yeah, but it's also a Hydra commander. I'm giving it credit for being a Hydra commander.
Right. Well, there's too many bad Hydras, and they're just like angels, but they're cooler, so we bump them up. Knights. I think knights are lame.
Yeah, I agree. Knight doesn't mean anything. The difference between a knight and a soldier is so...
Marginal.
I don't like that about Magic. Like, a knight, a soldier, and a warrior, sure, yeah, you can show me how they're different, and I will understand why they're different. Why do we not have one creature type? I don't care. It's like, I get it, a warrior is untrained and a soldier is trained. Okay. A knight's trained. Okay, but the
Knight
knight
has more honor, I guess.
A knight was knighted. I hate those. I don't like them at all. Poop. Right?
Poop. I'm thinking D.
No.
There's tons and tons of knight support.
There is not that much knight support.
What do you mean? Not Theros. Throne and Dominaria both had knight supports.
But they're not good.
There's a couple. There was a commander set, or commander precon was knights, right?
I would 100% put
totally bottom of D tier, sure, but they have too much support, and some of the cards are actually playable. You're just hating on them.
I don't like knights.
Merfolk. I don't get the Merfolk craze either, and I do hate them residually from having to play against them in Modern so long.
I don't have a problem with Merfolk. I think they're fine. I think they're just middle of the road.
What do they? They don't do much.
They don't, exactly. They're just like humans, elementals, and Hydras to me, where it's like, sure, there's a lot of them, and there's some synergies, and they work together, but they don't really have a plan.
Merfolk has a great game plan in 1v1.
Yeah.
Turn your lands into islands. Oh my guys have island lock. You die. That does not work at all in Commander. And there's Kumena. Who cares about Merfolk? That's your go-to. Mm-hmm. I just don't. It's not there yet.
Yeah.
D?
C.
C?
Right. I think it's on the same level.
Below Hydras?
I'd put it above Hydras.
All right. Next is Shapeshifters. This is Changeling or Shapeshifter.
I have no interest in this at all. I think that this is uninteresting. People love Shapeshifters, but you can go and you can love your Shapeshifters. I'm not telling you can't. I don't see it. I don't want to be every creature type. When there is a creature type, like if you're going tribal, we're talking about tribal right now. Pick a tribe. Go in the tribal direction. Do the tribal thing.
Well, but there are cards that are Shapeshifters that don't have Changeling. So some people play Shapeshifter tribal. Like their one type is Shapeshifter. So I don't know how I would rank that. There's got to be zero support.
Exactly. There's zero support for that. I would just poop. I don't have anywhere else to put it.
Poop by default, but I think bears are better than this.
Bears are better than
Shapeshifters are just confused.
All right. So next is Slivers, and as much as I hate to say it, I think it's S tier.
S tier what? Oh,
they are one of the most beloved tribes in all of Magic.
Not by us.
They are super fun. They range from competitive to janky.
They're not fun for us. We actually don't like playing with them or against them.
We don't like that you can't build them in a lot of directions, but that is not part of our criteria.
I don't really have fun playing with or against Slivers. I feel like they get demolished and sometimes do their thing.
I don't have any. I've never had an issue.
Can we just top of A tier? Ugh.
I really think it's S, but
bottom of S tier.
I just think
begrudgingly.
Yeah, I just think Slivers are people love Slivers, and I am coming from an aspect of other people
fan pleaser.
Because for me, it's more of a D or a C in my head because that's how I care about them. But I get it. Slivers do have a ton of ways to be built, or don't have a ton of ways to be built if you're going competitive. But you can go janky. You can make the +1/+1 guys matter. There is a lot of ways to build Slivers if you're not going that, and there is plenty of support.
I don't think there's a lot of ways to build it. You have to care about critical mass of Slivers. I don't like what Sliver deck. What else is there?
I agree. You have to. Well, that's all of these.
Not necessarily. Dragons is like I need 3 or 4 dragons and I can kill somebody.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyway, snakes on or off of a plane. snake tribal. There's a bunch of green-blue is where the snakes usually are. There's like weird Kamigawa like that are actually good and give snakes relevant bonuses, and then there's a couple stuff that's been spattered throughout. There's like unblockable sub-themes. You got like Slitherblade and what is that, Cassetto, the Orochi, the green-blue one?
Yeah, except for Slitherblade is not a snake.
What is it? Oh, it's a Naga. Yeah. If Naga was on here, it would be so easily the last tier in poop tier.
Let me explain. This is something I have a huge problem with. I hate things like if Barsari's Acolyte is a cat woman, okay, and it's a cat.
Cat cleric.
How is a snake or how's a Naga not a snake person?
What do you mean a snake person? Like
it would just be
like a snake cleric. Like it has an occupation.
Yes, it's just like Naga are just snake that are humanoid, and it's like there's a name for it. There's also a name for a cat that's humanoid. It's a Leonin. It's just like they have this weird. They pick and choose where to do that, and it's just like if you're gonna go one route, call them okay. There's not cat people. There's Leonins. There's not snakes. There's Nagas. It's like okay, fine. You gotta pick a lane.
Makes snakes worse. So I think snakes didn't do anything wrong though. C tier, bottom of C.
Oh, I got them in poop. They're just
poop. There's enough snakes. Maybe they don't have enough direction.
Little support.
Top of poop tier.
There's
for
so
you,
little
snakes.
support, and the cards that do support are not good.
Snake Baskin, Lotus Cobra. All right,
there's good snakes.
Is that good yet?
But
Snake Basket is not good. I just named 2 cards that I could think of that were snakes. So
yeah, Ophiomancer.
It's not a snake. Idiot.
It makes snakes.
It's not a snake. Epic fail. You look so silly. Soldiers.
Put it right next to Knights. Directly next to Knights.
Okay. If they could be on top of each other, they would. I feel like we already talked about it, and everything we could say could be mirrored exactly.
I agree completely. Next.
Spiders.
I
love spiders. They're so cool.
The problem is no support.
They're creepy crawlies. You got uncommon from Modern Masters. Ishkana, Graph Widow. Spider spawning. Huh?
None of this is support, except for one.
Well, spiders do actually have... They kind of want to do something. They want you to have a lot of them, which is super cool and like creepy. But there's just not enough of those cards. So I would probably put them in like D. Yes, but they're way cooler than Knights.
Yes.
Fairies.
I'll also put them in D.
Yeah. But spiders, they're up-and-comers. Look for a sweet spider deck from us in like 2 years.
Yeah, in 2 years when we get... Maybe we'll go back to Innistrad. We're going to bring Innistrad Werewolves, Innistrad Vampires, and now Innistrad Spiders.
In 2 years. We're coming back, baby. What's the next one? What's the second set from that?
I just wanted to say, because I was going to say it, and it's in my head, and if I don't say it, it'll bug me till the end of the video. Give me pictures of Spider-Man!
Give me pictures of Spider-Man. Yeah, when they port Ishkana over to Arena, he'll be like, see you, chump. Or you're trash, Brock. I'll just start throwing insults. Spirits. I think what you said before about the whole snake cleric thing, kind of I would have liked applied to spirits in that like anything can be a spirit. If anything dies and goes to like some afterlife, it's a spirit. So like there's human spirits, but there can also be like Naga spirits. They're not all just spirits. Obviously they have a type.
So yeah, spirits kind of just like doesn't make, it's just there.
It's undefined. I don't know what a spirit is.
Yeah, it has a definition. It doesn't make the definition matter because it's just like I guess that. But also, I could call this thing a spirit, and I'm sure if you give me any definition, I'll find a magic spirit that doesn't fit that definition.
Like a shade. There's all the shades. Are they spirits? They're wispy and they're not really. They're like ethereal. Like, are those spirits? They're shades. I mean, is a shade a spirit?
Yeah, and the support is butts.
It's just like Merfolk. The support is tuned for like I have lords and flyers and I'm gonna get you and counter your spells, but that doesn't work in Commander.
Yeah.
But you got like Selfless Spirit, Remorseful Cleric, Drogskell Captain's all right. You get some legendary spirits. I'd probably put it at like C.
Okay. I mean, just bottom of C.
Bottom of C. All right.
Yeah, I found with bottom of C. I think it's close to Angels, where it's like they're like in the same spot in my mind.
No, there's way more playable spirits, and spirits have a way better curve.
Sure.
There's tons of top end spirits too.
That's completely fair.
Vampires.
Easy S.
Classic. Yeah, I think it might be an easy S. They're so strong.
There's a ton of good vampires. It has an all-star for Commander.
Edgar
Markov. I think it's above dragons.
Above dragons?
Oh, yeah.
Well, people love the vampires.
I think vampires are insanely cool. They're insanely cool too. Insanely popular. They're really fun to play.
They're defined.
There can be I don't feel like Edgar Markov as a commander in 4-player is bad to play against. I've played against it. It just doesn't. It is very good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, I don't sit down against Edgar Markov and go, okay, whatever, he's dead.
You might have to politic a little. They might have an advantage because of the eminence, but it's not game breaking.
Yeah,
1v1, sure.
It's
That's
very,
dumb.
very good. Yeah, it's a very good commander. He's great. And you just have, like you said, great commander, really fun to play. Isn't oppressive unless you're playing 1v1.
Infinite card pool.
Yeah.
So deep.
Yeah, a huge card pool. Vampires are just... The only thing on more planes than humans is vampires, I feel like.
Maybe.
They're like everywhere.
I think if there's not humans on a plane, there are vampires on the plane.
That's not true.
Prove it.
If there aren't?
If there aren't humans, there are vampires. Prove it.
I think
Name 10 examples that prove me wrong.
I think only planes that have humans have vampires.
Oh, no. Now I don't know.
Because the only one that doesn't have humans is Lorwyn, and that doesn't have vampires either.
I think that's just marketing.
I mean, I'm not
Where
arguing
there's
with
marketing,
it.
there's vampires.
I'm not arguing with that. I just thought that you were wrong, and I could prove it.
You were supposed to not name 10 examples. I look like a champion. Walls, and I put your favorite wall. Animate wall.
I love animate wall. It's not actually a wall, though.
He's so grumpy.
It doesn't make something a wall.
And
No,
then
it wakes up a wall.
Yeah,
That's
it wakes
right.
up a wall. Walls don't do much. You have Arcades, and you have Doran, and you have nothing else. And you have Grumpy Wall. Does Grumpy Wall move it up from poop to D, or is it just the top of poop and a meme?
Oh, it's absolutely poop.
Even
It's absolutely poop, and I don't like. I love animate wall. I don't really care for walls after that.
you have to make them attack. It's a cute little hoop to jump through. It's kind of fun, right? Oh, okay, I got these defenders, and they can boost them, and tower defense, and all this stuff. It's fine.
I have no problem with the card. With walls overall? There's no support. There's like Arcades, but like he doesn't care about walls. He cares about defender.
Yeah, defenders and toughness, and we'll move on to wizards.
I think this one just goes in A. Wizards is a very supported tribe.
Yeah, I'm looking at this little hole in A, and I'm thinking wizards goes right here.
I think so too. Yeah, Wizards is a very supportive tribe. It's a very good tribe, and you can there's not a ton of directions to go. They want like ETBs, they want to copy spells, they want to do stuff along that line. I do hope for the future they go with, I love this from Zendikar. I love instants, sorceries, or wizards matter. I really like that from a perspective of wizards.
Well, that's what I built a wizard deck. That's literally if I could make text up out of my head, that is the exact text I would put on half of those things.
It's perfect. It would make Adderley so much more playable. Because
Should be
now
so good.
you're wizard. Now you can play instant sorceries and wizards. So now your wizards trigger Adderleys. Like that's way better.
Because you have the awkward, well, am I Spellslinger? Am I Beatdown? Am I Tempo? I have to play some of all of them because the best things from everyone go in the deck. And sometimes you draw the wrong half and you feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that text, I hope they continue going forward when they do wizard tribal stuff. They do the instant sorcery or wizard spell. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, let's get the strict upgrade to Adderley's and maybe I'll bring that deck back.
Yeah, give me Adderley's that had a wizard to her text. Errata her.
Yeah, finally, I mean, I don't know how this is an S tier, a slam dunk zombies.
Oh, easy. Zombies are incredibly powerful and have so many cool combos, so many cool ways to play them. You get a card named Rooftop Storm based on Frankenstein, and that is such a cool... One, it's a cool card from a flavor perspective. It is a reference to Frankenstein, and it literally makes zombies cost 0.
Because you're powering the machine.
Because it powers... Yeah, the lightning allows you to just bring your zombies to life for free. It's so cool.
Zombies get an added flavor among like a leg up on every single one of these things because when you reanimate a corpse, it's a zombie, and there's tons of stuff that says, "All right, bring them all back. They're zombies now."
Yeah. So what do you think? I think I have them above vampires.
Above vamps, I could see that. I like them better.
I think zombies for me, I think is my like. So the top two are actually my favorite tribes that we have
Jesus,
up there.
I didn't even know that.
Goblins and zombies. Oh,
I don't know what my favorite tribes are. Eldrazi's up there. Maybe Eldrazi and Elves, but zombies, they're hard to deal with. They can just keep coming back, but it's not in an oppressive way.
yeah. I actually been fiddling with the idea of a Muxus deck at some point, but I just haven't even looked into it because Muxus is so much, and I didn't want to bother. I'm not going to pick Muxus up in the next probably 6-7 months, so I'm not going to bother brewing Muxus up.
Nobody can get Muxus, but I guess also nobody really needs to get Muxus, I think, but he's legacy. That's why everybody needs him. Because they don't need physical copies for jumps for what's it called? Historic. But they do need them for legacy. Because he brought the whole deck back.
Oh yeah, it was making a comeback after Deathray Shaman.
A little
bit.
like
on the edge. It wasn't really getting played, but now Muxus is just like, well, okay.
Oops, Lackey and a Muxus, game over. Literally, the game can just be over.
Yeah, pretty insane. That's it. that's all of the
Tribes.
The biggest tribes. The biggest. If there's obviously other tribes, we can't do every single tribe of Magic. There's like 200 something, I think.
The most you'll get out of us is the next 25 tribes. If you really want that, we'll do it. Just you have to comment and let us know. That will go very deep into the next tribes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, end of the video. Special shout outs to all of our patrons. We love all as much as you can without making you uncomfortable. You guys are the poopy babies, and you're great. Okay. I need to pause for 1 second because I need to actually special thank somebody. I need to get their username on Discord because I don't want to use their real name. His name is Mono-Colored Monster. He is incredibly nice. I was streaming today, and I jokingly, he's like, man, I found another Jumpstart pack. I bought it. Open another Tiny Bones. I'm like, I need Tiny Bones. Send it to me. He's like, I will. I'm like, oh yeah, exactly. But I'm like, no, don't. I don't want to just take. He's like, I'm not going to use it. It'll rot in my collection. If you have a home for it, I will gladly send it to you. I'm like, well, I will actively play it in my Croxa deck.
That's huge.
So he's like, I'm just going to send it to you. I'm like, that's super nice. Thank you so much. Obviously, nobody has to send me cards ever. And that's why I'm shouting you out. I'm giving you a special shout out because you're offering something that is so generous and it's so nice. And I wanted to say something.
Right. It goes right hand in hand with the generosity from our patrons.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be generous to the channel without having to shell out a bunch of money. That's not what generosity necessarily is. You can go to the description if you want to buy cards for yourself anyway. TCG link, click it, navigate where you want, buy the cards you want, and then we get a kickback just for free. You didn't have to spend anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to mostly spend stuff to support us and then get a little cool wardrobe item, you can buy a shirt or other various items in our merch link.
Yep, ours are shipped and they're on their way. We will see what they look like. We're not we're not sure what they look like yet.
Yeah, we want to definitely wear them and get them on and be like, hey, this is what this looks like. If this looks cool to you, yeah. If we don't like the design, we'll just redesign it and then we'll show you those.
Yeah. And if you can't get enough of me, and sometimes never be easy.
Usually not me ever.
So I stream weekdays at 10 a.m. and drunk streams on Saturday nights.
On Twitch.
I mean, everyone knows where.
You could stream on YouTube.
It's just so common to stream on Twitch. People just do it so much now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like the place where if someone says they're streaming, you would assume Twitch.
Well, now they don't have to assume.
Okay, but so final little tidbit about life. Oh, I just thought of this. I'm piecing together Omnath, and I'm gonna proxy it up probably for some testing next Tuesday.
Well, what reference are you using to build that deck?
I am using our deck tech that we did for Omnath. I am building that exact 100, and from there I will make my edits, and maybe eventually in the future it'll be a personal deck tech that we do.
Yeah, it gets to the point that we actually work hard enough on our decks to the point where we already built Omnath. Like we went through the process to get this awesome starter skeleton that now we can play. Like you built the Croxa deck, we did exactly. Play it, go like, oh, well, this thing we thought that could happen isn't really going to happen, so we'll switch this out. And now we know for the next 85,000 deck techs we do, all these lessons.
Yeah, we learn a lot from that. It's like we play Commander. We play a lot of Commander. So we learn from our mistakes. It's like, just the example, I built the Croxa deck. We made a combo that was based around
Underworld
Breach, and that was the combo for the deck to win. But it ended up being a problem for us because...
well, it didn't.
Well, it wasn't a problem. The combo worked. I actually got to do that combo. We put a way to get it back. There's only like one way in black and red. It's an artifact called...
Something Chimes. It's like 6 mana to get your enchantments. Turns out it's terrible, and it's not worth having.
It's not worth having. It's not functional for the deck, and it's not good. And we discovered that from playing because that's how it works.
Yeah, you can combo anyway.
Yeah, this deck is... Oh, yeah. I got to do the actual combo that we set out. The janky, stupid combo that we said in the video where it was like...
It's for those who are like combo. It's Burning Inquiry, Underworld Breach, and Mana Geyser.
Mana Geyser. No. Reiterate Mana Geyser.
Yes.
To make infinite mana.
You might not need to though.
But that's just one of the. That's how we usually do it. Yeah. It's super. It's just. It's so silly.
That's sweet. I mean, all those cards are jank except for Underworld Breach, which is insane. So the deck's cool. I mean, check out our decks. I guess this turns into a plug. We're done.
Yeah. Peace out, Tribe Scout.